Good afternoon, folks. This is Longshot 1982 with another review. Today we're going to be reviewing the pop culture shock mixed media statue of Kabuki. Kabuki is one of those characters, as I've said in the past, that is a product of her environment. And when humanity puts people through these hardships, later on humanity can't handle it, yet humanity was partially to blame. So they created their own monster. In the case of Johann Schmidt as the Red Skull, terrible childhood, he went through a lot. Magneto was a concentration camp survivor, and he was, as a child, it was terrible. And the Baroness was born and raised in a prison bunker. Kabuki's background is no less tragic than the rest of those characters. Her story starts off by this guy solely named as the General. The General has a son named Ryuichi Kai, and during World War II, they used what they called comfort women, basically prostitutes, for the soldiers to attend to their needs. And this general did not do that. He basically used his comfort women to perform ibuki dances and performances for the soldiers. He took kindly to one he named Tsuchiko, and he wanted to marry her. Now, Kai didn't like that because his mother was dead and viewed it as an insult. So, on the day of their wedding, he raped her, he blinded her, and scarred her with the words in Japanese, Kabuki, on her back. The woman survived, and she was pregnant by him, and died, however, while giving birth to the child. The child's name was Ukiku, who later would be Ibuki. He didn't know of her existence. The general kept her secret and trained her. Trained Ibuki, raised her as her own daughter. Raised her as her own daughter, but did not train her in the martial arts and all the military tactics until Kai found out of her existence and tried to kill her too, scarring her face with the words Ibuki on her face, now not the back, but the face. And she survived the attack. She died for 9 seconds, was resuscitated, and then after she was rehabilitated, the general trained her at that point to become this professional assassin of political figures, political corrupted people, and anybody that he felt the general was a born tactician, he felt may harm the people of his town later on. So there's a lot of background with Kabuki, not just, another pretty face. That is her book by David Mack, the talented man that created this whole entire story, and here is Kabuki herself. Let's do a nice pan around. I'm not going to move her because her magnets really suck. You have to be careful with a lot of her magnets, a lot of the pieces. Don't put it on a table that moves around a lot. There's her back. Every one of her members has a painted, in her clan of assassins, has this painted dragon on her back. There is the sculpted posterior, which I love, particularly on this, because it's so wide and big, and her legs are like tree trunks in proportion to the rest of her body, which I just very simply adore. Nice birthing hips. This is the exclusive edition. What makes it exclusive is the fact that she has 2 heads. Let me show you her face sculpt, which is spectacular. There is the scarring of Ibuki right there on her face, and that's why she wears the mask, which she has held in her hand. The face sculpt is beautiful, lips are supple, hair is detailed perfectly. They did an amazing job with her. Here is the mask portrait, and usually she removes her mask before executing her victim, but this is showing that she has yet to execute her victim. The mask is beautiful as well, very, looks like porcelain, just as detailed, just as beautiful. You could actually see her eyes too, as close up. They did a great job with that as well. There's a switch out hand. Let me put her head back on. There's a switch out hand with her holding. See how weak the magnets are? Did you see that move? These magnets suck. Be very careful. That one is not as bad as this magnet for her moon scythe, which is a weapon used while, is a tool used while farming hay. But they turned it and they tempered it with poison, actually, for her. This is, looks like a crescent moon. The magnets on these things are atrocious. So be very, very careful. I almost want to glue this thing into position. That's how bad it is. So be very careful. But overall, I give this piece a 8 out of 10. The base of it also has Kabuki's name written on it in the same lettering that's scarred on her face. Just to show that out there. This is beautiful. This is definitely something you want to get. I love the story behind her, which is, that's why I got her. I was a big fan of Kabuki. I really enjoyed also the way that she takes out her victims. She's clean. She's not a sloppy, disastrous mess where she leaves blood all over the floor. She takes care of business quite well. This character, like I said, is a product of her environment. But look what she turned into. She became an unstoppable force. This woman is definitely not somebody you want to screw around with. You will lose. That is my review of this is Longshot'S review of the Kabuki Mixed Media Statue by Pop Culture Shock. Please sub me if you haven't, and please comment. I want to know what you think about this review, if there's something I could have done better. Thank you so much, and have a great day.